The 40% rule. When your body is screaming to stop, when your lungs are on fire, and your legs feel like concrete, you have only tapped 40% of your actual capacity. The brain, wired for survival, throws up a red flag long before the body actually fails. This is the governor installed in every human mind to keep you safe, comfortable, and average. Millions live and die inside that 40%, believing it's their limit, when it's actually just the first checkpoint. The shocking truth is that pain is not the enemy. It's the door. Every time you push past that first wave of quitting, you're not just finishing a task, you're rewiring your nervous system to expect more from itself next time. Elite performers aren't built with better genetics. They're built by consistently proving the 40% rule wrong over and over until their limit becomes a joke. The moment you understand this, excuses die. You stop asking, "Can I?" and start asking, "How much further?" That shift alone separates the forgotten from the legendary. The accountability mirror. Most people lie to themselves every single day, small, comfortable lies that protect their ego but destroy their potential. I'll start Monday. I did my best. It's not my fault. The accountability mirror is brutal because it strips away every excuse and forces you to stare at the version of you that's been hiding behind justifications. It's shocking because it demands you say out loud to your own reflection exactly where you failed and why. No soft language, no sugarcoating. This isn't about self-hate. It's about self-honesty as a weapon. When you stop lying to yourself about your effort, your discipline, your follow-through, you create a baseline of truth that nothing can shake. People fear this mirror because it kills the comfortable narrative they've built. But that discomfort is the price of growth. Look yourself in the eye daily. Name the weakness, attack it, and repeat. Most will never do this. That's exactly why most will never become who they're capable of becoming. Callousing your mind. Just as skin toughens under repeated friction, the mind toughens under repeated voluntary suffering. This is not about seeking pain for the sake of pain. It's about deliberately placing yourself in uncomfortable, hard, even miserable situations so your mind learns that discomfort is survivable, even useful. Cold showers, brutal workouts, waking up before you want to, these aren't random hacks. They're mental callus building sessions. Here's the shocking part. Comfort is quietly destroying an entire generation. Every time you choose ease over difficulty, you're softening your mind's ability to handle real adversity when it inevitably arrives. Job loss, grief, failure, crisis. People without calloused minds shatter under pressure. People who've trained through voluntary hardship bend but don't break. This isn't punishment, it's preparation. The gym for your mind isn't found in comfort zones, it's found in the moments you want to quit the most. Build that callus now, deliberately, on your own terms, before life forces it on you without warning. The cookie jar method. Inside every person who has survived hardship is a hidden reservoir of proof. Moments where they didn't quit, where they overcame something that should have broken them. This is the cookie jar, a mental vault of your own victories that you reach into when the current battle feels impossible. The shocking truth is most people ignore their own history of resilience. They forget the time they survived heartbreak, the time they finished something exhausted, the time everyone doubted them and they proved it wrong anyway. Instead, they focus on doubt, on fear, on the mountain ahead, forgetting they've already climbed mountains before. Building this jar requires reflection. Write down every hard thing you've survived, every moment you didn't collapse. Then, in your darkest moments, reach into that jar and remind yourself, you are not new to hard, you are experienced at surviving it. This single mental tool has carried people through combat, addiction recovery, physical collapse, and public humiliation. Your past pain isn't wasted. It's fuel stored for future battles. Taking souls. There's a specific fierce satisfaction in proving every doubter wrong, not through words, but through undeniable results. Taking souls means using the energy of people who counted you out, who laughed, who said you couldn't, and converting that energy into unstoppable fuel. This is shocking because society tells you to ignore critics, to rise above it peacefully. But the truth is raw anger, when channeled correctly, is one of the most powerful motivators available to a human being. The trick isn't suppressing that fire, it's directing it with precision. Every workout, every late night, every rep becomes a silent message to everyone who underestimated you. This isn't about revenge for its own sake. It's about transforming pain into performance, People who master this don't need external validation anymore. They've already proven it to themselves in the process. The doubters become irrelevant, footnotes in a story they never expected you to write. Use them, then leave them so far behind they become unrecognizable memories. Staying hard. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is a liar. It shows up when convenient and disappears exactly when you need it most. During the rain, the exhaustion, the 4 a.m. alarm, discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't negotiate. The shocking truth millions refuse to accept is that feeling motivated is not a requirement for taking action. It's an excuse disguised as a prerequisite. Staying hard means showing up especially when you don't want to, because those exact moments are what separate the disciplined from the dreamers. This isn't about intensity for one day. It's about consistency for years, decades, a lifetime. The people who reach extraordinary levels aren't the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to stop when it got boring, painful, or thankless. Waiting to feel like it guarantees mediocrity. Discipline is a decision made once and then defended daily against every version of yourself that wants to quit. Stop waiting for motivation. It was never coming to save you. What if everything you've been told about your limits is a lie designed to keep you comfortable, safe, and forgettable? What if the exhaustion you feel right now, the burning legs, the screaming lungs, the voice in your head begging you to stop, isn't your actual limit, but just the first lie your mind tells you to protect you from greatness? What if the people you admire, the ones who seem superhuman, aren't built differently? They simply refuse to believe that lie one more time than everyone else? What if the pain you're avoiding right now is the exact doorway to the life you say you want? Stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to tell you will destroy every excuse you've ever used to justify staying average. What if I told you that the version of you that quits, that settles, that says, "I did my best," is lying? Not lying to me, lying to itself. Because deep down, in that place you don't like to visit, you already know you left something on the table. You already know there was more in the tank. You already know you stopped at the first wave of discomfort and called it your limit. Let me tell you something that will make you uncomfortable, because comfort is exactly what's been killing your potential. Your mind is a coward before it's a warrior. It will beg you to stop before your body has even reached danger. It will whisper, "You've done enough," while you're still standing on solid ground. This isn't weakness, it's biology, wired for survival in a world that no longer requires mere survival. It requires growth. It requires war against your own excuses. You want change? Then stop looking for motivation, because motivation is a coward too. It shows up on good days and vanishes on the days you actually need it. Discipline doesn't ask permission. Discipline doesn't care about your mood, your sleep, your bad morning. Discipline shows up in the rain, in the exhaustion, in the silence, when no one's watching and no one's clapping. That's where legends are built, in rooms with no audience. Look in the mirror, not the comfortable version you show the world, the real one. Ask yourself what you've been lying about. Ask yourself where you quit early and called it wisdom. That mirror doesn't lie, and it doesn't care about your feelings. It only cares about truth. And truth is the only foundation strong enough to build an unbreakable life on. Every scar you're carrying, every failure, every humiliation, that's not baggage, that's ammunition. Reach into that jar of pain you survived and remind yourself you have already proven you can endure hell. So why are you scared of a little discomfort today? You've survived worse. You will survive this too. And to everyone who doubted you, who laughed, who said you weren't built for this, let that fuel you instead of breaking you. Don't seek revenge with words. Seek it with results so loud they can't be ignored. Turn every ounce of that anger into work, into reps, into hours no one sees. Let your life become the answer to every person who underestimated you. This is not about one hard day. This is about becoming a different human being, one who chooses hard over easy, truth over comfort, discipline over feelings, again and again, until it's no longer a choice but who you are. The truth is simple, and it's brutal. Greatness was never reserved for the naturally gifted. It was reserved for the ones willing to suffer voluntarily, to stay honest when lying was easier, to keep moving when quitting was justified. Millions follow this mindset not because it's comfortable, but because it's the only thing that has ever actually worked. Your limits are negotiable. Your excuses are optional. The only question left is whether you're finally ready to stop lying to yourself and start proving it.